Hello, this is Dr. Kimberly Burgess, Executive Director for Student Success here at the Unsinkable Albany State University. You are listening to Extraordinary Voices with Dr. Burgess. Today, I am here with Miss Jayla Menefee, a wonderful student here at Albany State University, and we're just going to chat a bit about her experiences. Good afternoon, Jayla.
Good afternoon, Dr. Burgess.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Been a long semester. Tell me about your semester before we get started. How's it been going?
My semester has been a roller coaster, if I explain it like that. Some moments is great, some moments is down, but as the semester ends, I feel like we all coming to like a ground surface with all my professors.
So one thing I'm doing, and what reason why I'm talking to different people, is to really try to provide a diverse experience for incoming freshmen. I'm talking to all different types of students from different backgrounds, different majors. I'm talking to students about what their first year was like in particular, so that students can know that whatever they're feeling, whatever is happening to them is not abnormal. It's actually very, very, very normal. Okay. So what is your major?
My major is computer science.
And what do you want to do with that?
I want to work for the FBI as a tech analyst.
And how did you come to that major?
I came to it because I always liked to do like crack my mama's computer, download viruses, delete them, just playing too much. And I really that's my passion. I feel like that's something more I'm comfortable in. I want to be realistic with myself. Something I don't want to come to school and take major that I'm not interested in at all.
Mm-hmm. So why did you choose Albany State University?
I chose Albany State University because no matter what school I came to, it had to be a HBCU. And my mom and my auntie went here, so it was like, okay, they didn't get to graduate from here, so I wanted to come here so I could be the first to say, okay, well, I went to Albany State and I graduated. So
what was your high school experience like?
My high school experience was fun, and it was unrealistic because we was going through a time of COVID where we didn't have that actual experience. I feel like after 10th grade, it was what it was. We could keep the same grades. We could do anything. So it was very unreal.
So COVID happened your 10th grade year?
Yes, ma'am.
In high school. So you pretty much completed high school via Zoom for the most part? Google Classroom?
My 10th and 11th grade year I did, but 12th grade we got to come back face to face.
And how do you think that affected how you approach school, having a year and a half on Google Classroom?
It made my approach different because when you at home, you're not used to actually having the teacher in front of your face, your camera's off, you could be laying down, you could be doing anything, versus when you come, it's just like a change. It's a big gap. It's stuff that you forgot you had to do because you was distanced for so long. It was a weird feeling. And also, like, you just never could know the actual expressions or the emotions coming from a person because we got masks on, we hiding our face. It just was different.
So you were not the same type of student after COVID, like during COVID and after COVID. Do you think you changed as a student? Did the COVID experience kind of reveal who you already were, or did it change who you were as a student? How do you think it affected you?
For my high school era, it definitely revealed who I was. Like, it showed your parent goes to jail. It just shows how I was. So it was more so a game for me.
Now, were you one of those students that laid in the bed and went to class with the bonnet on and was in the bed under the covers?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, did you know that you were not supposed to do that? I mean, and so this is not judgment. I'm trying to figure out the kind of the thinking and the decision making process. So you knew that this is not what students should be doing, right?
Correct.
So what then led to I'm still going to lay in the bed and have my bonnet on and log on to class?
It's easy. The teacher wasn't checking for. It's a classroom full of people. The teacher's not checking for just, oh, you don't have your camera on, you don't have your camera on. So more so they're trying to hurry up and get their lesson finished or just answer the questions and not really worry about the physical approach. So I just took advantage of that.
So before COVID happened, what kind of activities were you involved in high school?
I had played basketball, but I stopped because I tore my ACL.
Ouch.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Ever since then, I never played.
Were you a captain of the team or anything like that, or you just played?
I just played.
Any other activities were you involved in?
Softball, but everything. I was very a sports person because I love outside. Like, my mom was the type where you in or you out. You go outside, you outside. You come in, you in. So being outside, I just like always like sports. I still watch sports to the day, but I never pick back up on the game.
And so you chose Albany State. Did you have many choices?
I had like 2 other choices: Georgia Southern, and also I had Fort Valley too.
So what won? What did we do to win?
Albany State. I actually was finna go to Fort Valley, but I came here. My mama brought me up here just off the limb, and when I came, I ran into the vice president of the school, which is a very big blessing. And she talked to me. She got my approval. She got my house and everything in one stage just from me being in the right room at the right time. So that really just mind blew me. Like, the vice president of the school just got me accepted, and on top of that, my housing, this was a winner.
So it was the personal touch.
It was the personal touch. And I just felt, you know, how you could just feel love. Like, when I went home, I was telling everybody, I'm ready. I just like to see Black people doing great things, and it's just different. You could feel it's a different type of air, a different type of energy. I just like it.
So was computer science your original major when you came to college? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you get to college, okay, checking in. You do Ram Success Week and all of that. Tell me about Ram Success Week. Tell me about that experience.
Okay, Ram Success Week. I don't know what I expected it to be, but it was just a very different thing. I expected to come to campus and I just see everybody and we jump straight into it. But we really the freshmen had their own time to learn. We went to our classes to see where it was going to be at. We got to be with other freshmen, commit to the school. So I love the fact that I just was thinking that we were supposed to be thrown into it, but we also had a slow approach to it.
So when first day of class happens, you believe you're prepared?
No.
You didn't?
I was prepared physically, like far as going, but mentally I was not prepared because I still was thinking that the things in high school could pass here.
I guess what I meant was you believe you were prepared.
Oh.
First day of class comes, you believe I'm ready.
First day of class, I was ready. Like,
you were ready.
Had my clothes beside me.
Like first day clothes. You had your new clothes. Did you have your new clothes with your new shoes?
I was ready.
Very good. Okay. And so I'm talking about this on purpose. I mean, you go the summer, you have new student orientation, you come to Ram Success Week, you have a full week of activities. Did you meet friends during Ram Success Week?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You had a tribe, you had a little group, y'all had your things planned out. Did you know where your classes were?
I knew where they were because we had went on a tour when I first came, and then we went on one again before classes.
So you were confident. You knew.
I was confident. Now, room number?
You didn't know the room numbers, no.
But building?
But you knew
yes.
the building. You had your book bag?
Oh, I keep my book bag
You
with
had your
me.
pen, you had your pencils?
Yes, ma'am.
You were ready to go, right?
Ready.
You were ready. And then what happened?
I thought that it was going to be the same approach as high school, and I learned.
And what does that mean? Be specific about what that means.
I thought that I could hide in a more so way. Like, I thought that making bonds with your professors, all the things they told us to do when we was coming, I did not do. I did the opposite because I thought, man, it's 30 people in here. How they gonna know about me? If I go to class, they not gonna know. Attendance is not required. But also it was. I just didn't know. I was seeing the small things, not learning banner web, not learning ASU view. I didn't even know where some of my work was for my online class. It just was, the seriousness of it wasn't here for me.
When did it start being real to you that something was wrong? About when? Do you think of an instance, or does something happen and like, this is not going the way that I imagined it was supposed to go?
It took for me to fail. That's what it took. I never caught on until it was too late, until it was time for a new semester. And it showed me all the things they told you that could happen to you are real. This is reality.
So let's walk through that. So you got warnings, surely, right?
Yeah, I got them risk emails.
Right, you got the
Most
at-risk
definitely.
emails. And
Most
so
definitely.
when you got those, what did you think?
Thought it was over. That was my high school approach of it. thinking it was over. Because in high school, you got the teachers, they say, well, once this is this, you done. So I'm thinking, okay, well, it's too late. I done got it at risk. It's midterm season. I'm just done. It's no way I could pass this class. But really, that was not the truth.
So when you started getting the notices to the at-risk emails and letters from me and all kinds of stuff like that, you did not think that it was worth even pursuing. It was a done deal.
I thought it was a game.
You thought it was the whole thing. You thought it was a game.
Which it wasn't.
Thought it was a game. What about your friends? How were they doing in classes that first semester?
It's crazy because also you got to surround yourself around the right people in college. And I can't say my friends from home, I had met so many people down here and tried to think that it was all about building friendships, because networking, they say networking is number one rule in college. So I found other friends outside of my hometown friends. So it wasn't a real friendship. So we never talked about class, which is horrible.
You never talked about classes. No. So you didn't know how your friends were doing in their classes. And they didn't know how you were doing in class. It was never brought up.
Never brought up.
What kind of things did you do with your friends that first semester?
Party. That's it. Party and calf. We never walked from class together, never walked to catch the bus together, nothing.
In your hindsight, is that a red flag?
That's a major red flag.
Why?
Because it's not more so a red flag about me, because at the end of the day, all of us know our job of coming to college, but it's a red flag because at least you could talk about yourself. Because now, if I'm in the room with somebody, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, this went this way for me. How things going for you? It's just when you want to live life, you speak life into others. So it's just a dull moment. It just was all about partying. So it was a major red flag.
It was all about partying.
All about
partying. Okay, so you said you went a whole semester and you didn't really realize until the very end, when you found out you were on probation. Is that what happened after your first semester? You on academic probation.
And I had to do U-Turn Academy.
And so you get an email from me, okay, and you go to this thing called ASU Turn Academy. So in your own words, what do you think ASU Turn Academy? When you got the letter, what did you think?
I didn't know what to think. I thought it was a embarrassing thing, more so where everybody, well, not everybody, but you basically gonna know I'm failing. You gonna know I haven't done my job. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was just an embarrassing thing. I didn't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if it was gonna be people like me or I was the only one getting one-on-one guidance. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I thought it was gonna be an embarrassing thing.
Mm-hmm. And so what did it turn out to be? Can you explain what the program is?
U-Turn Academy, to me, it was a second chance at life on campus, and life as in ASU way. It was a second chance. It showed you testing strategies, showed you how to actually dress, how to talk, how to be confident, just to know that you're not alone in the situation you're going through. It's more people like you, if not ton of people like you on campus, and it just shows you that you have to start with yourself. You have to look within and then take it from there. And it gave me all the resources in the way to be able to turn how I am now.
So the semester starts in January. About when did a light turn on for you?
January.
Right in the beginning?
Right in the beginning.
Is that because you were on probation, or was it because of something you heard? Or what was it that turned it around? Because
I didn't want my mama to know.
You didn't want your mama to know.
Because I signed the paper to let all my information be released to my mom and my granddaddy.
The FERPA disclosure.
So I was scared. I didn't want my mom to call. I didn't know when it was coming. I didn't speak on my grades to my mom. My mama tricked me. She made it seem like she wasn't going to ask. But at the last moment, what them grades said. It's January. Grades came out in December. Where they at? So now I got to lie, and I'm scared that my lie going to catch up to me.
So you started turning it around.
And I didn't want to go home. I could not go home.
What changes behavior-wise did you make between the first semester and the second semester?
I didn't go nowhere at all. That was the first change I made. Second change is I made it a habit of studying and using all the resources I could till I had no more resources to use.
You used everything until you had nothing left.
So I had nothing left to use, but when it's nothing left to use, that means you doing everything you're supposed to do.
Everything.
And that means you have no work left. No resources, no work left.
Did you change anything about you in the classroom? How you approach things in the classroom?
Yes, ma'am. I did not hide.
What does that mean?
that means I did not come in the back of come into class with it's 30 seats or it's 40 seats, 50 seats, and sit all the way back in the 50th seat. I come to the front, and I also tried to make my face known to my professor who I am. And also, professors are humans too, so you have to let them know that, you might have a bad day, you might have this, but, we all here as one. We as a big class to learn and for you to teach us so we can learn from you as well. So, you also could not feel so pressured. We understand that you're human. You make mistakes too.
How did college look differently from you from the front of the classroom than in the 50th seat?
50th seat, you can't see nothing. You don't know what the professor is saying, honestly. And it makes you get called out more, if you understand what I'm saying. You could not know nothing in the front seat, but 9 times out of 10, your professor is going to burst past you just because the look, the eyes, you giving them contact, you making them feel like you're actually engaged to the point where they don't feel like they have to ask you an answer. They feel like they don't have to ask you a question.
Okay, so sitting in the back, you felt disengaged.
Very.
You felt disengaged.
Very.
But in the front, you felt very engaged. What about relationships with other students? Did your circle of friends stay the same?
No. Honestly, I could say now, I don't have any friends that I met when I came to ASU. Everybody is hometown, Augusta based.
You're from Augusta, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
So your friends are now from Augusta.
Yes, ma'am.
And
the people I came here with that actually want to be here, because we year 2. The ones who don't want to be here, they're not here. But the ones who want to be here, that's who I want in my circle.
Mm-hmm. And what activities do you participate in now?
Anchor Club and University College so far.
Mm-hmm. And your attitude towards college, has that evolved at all? Has that changed?
Yes, ma'am. I think of college now as a blessing more than as a lesson. I think my mindset of coming in here was, I could be taught this, I could just do this, and I could just learn it and be passed with it. But now I look at it as it's a blessing, and then it could be took any moment. So you have to come and give 110% from the jump instead of just waiting for it to be given to you.
Mm-hmm.
Earned, not given.
Mm-hmm. So what lessons do you have for freshmen as they come in? This August, we're going to have another 1,300 freshmen come. They're going to go to Ram Success Suite. They're going to go to all those activities. They're going to do all of those things. So tell us what we should say, because we said those things to you. Isn't that what you said? We did say those things. We're going to say these same things again. Is there something different that we should say? And is there something that you want students to hear that you didn't hear that week?
I feel like everything that was said, I feel like I say it now, but just because it's a deeper meaning for me, because I actually went through what y'all said not to go through. So I feel like everything that was said is a great thing. I feel like it's just up to us to grasp it in and actually do it. But I will say, one thing that a lot of people need to know is it's okay. It's okay to feel like you're out of place when you first get here. You don't know nothing. You're not supposed to feel comfortable. If you come, that's the problem. Don't come here being comfortable. That's what needs to be said. You're supposed to be uncomfortable. Every room you're supposed to walk in, you're supposed to be nervous. Because guess what? You do not know what to expect, because it's a lot of different demeanors here. And I feel like when you put everything together, that's what makes Albany State. So come in here comfortable and cocky. Don't do that. Do not.
So let's talk about your high school and that first year. What people were part of your village? Who do you think were your superheroes? Who helped guide you along the way, and what did they teach you?
High school? Okay. High school, I definitely think my administration was a part of my village. And they were only superheroes for me more so because they gave me guidance that I needed. Because my attitude was everywhere. I would not be sitting in this chair today if it wasn't for the administration in high school.
So when you say administrator, you mean the principal and the assistant principals? And
Yes, ma'am. We had 3 assistant principals and 1 principal. I would probably say 2 assistant principals and the principal.
And the principal. And what was the principal's name?
Stacy Mabry.
Okay. And
We actually still cool. Well, she still checked with us because we just took pictures with her at the probate.
Do you think that's important that she?
I do. I think it's important because a lot of people talk a good game in high school. I feel like a lot of the teachers always say, well, you could come back, you could do this if you need me. But sometimes as a college student, you need that support. You need people to reach out to you without you reaching out to them, automatically assuming that you need help. Because as a college student, you always need help. Saying you don't need help is not the truth. We always need help. So I feel like for her to come down here and find us out of all she has going on and check up on us, that means a lot to me. And I feel like that's one of the people that I go hard for, because I don't want to disappoint you, because you put 110% in me, so I gotta give the favor back.
So you recommend that students find somebody that they can go hard for? That's a piece of advice that you have.
If you're not gonna go hard for you, go hard for somebody else.
So you said she came and saw you at a probate. What probate was this?
The Delta probate. She a Delta.
She's a Delta. And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you saw her at the probate, or what were you doing?
I was sitting at the probate, and then she seen me walking in, and she took a picture of me, and she said, "You better come find me after the probate." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And
Okay.
I came up there. She was sitting with her sorors.
Very good. So since you've been here as a freshman, have you run into superheroes since you've been here?
Most definitely. Most definitely. I got 5 superheroes on my list.
Okay.
I'm going to say Dr. Burgess, which is you, Dr. Transo, Dr. Payne, Miss Vanessa, and Dr. Poe.
And do they perform, including myself, do we all perform different functions? Or how is it that we have helped you since you've been here?
Dr. Transo, I'm going to save him. I'm going to go with you first. Okay, so you helped me since I've been here because you gave me the first stepping stone. You actually showed me, because you were my U-turn mentor, you actually showed me like, okay, well, you see this mistake you made, don't make it again. Without U-turn Academy, without that stepping stone, which also brought me into meeting Dr. Transo and Dr. Poe, everybody. So without U-turn Academy, without you, that wouldn't happen. I wouldn't have the confidence I have now. I wouldn't be in the predicament I am now. So I'm grateful for that. Dr. Poe, Dr. Payne, Miss Vanessa, and Dr. Transo, they all work in the University College in the Anchor Club, which is first and second year students. Focus. And for us, we mentor the second year students. We go and mentor the first year students sometimes. And sometimes we have upperclassmen come and mentor us. So that was great. That was a beautiful thing for me, because being at home, you have to get involved in something, because you just want to feel like, also I'm here academic wise, but I'm here to learn other things cultural wise. So it's a blessing.
What do you teach the first year students?
I teach them off my experience, off my lessons, so they don't make the same mistakes I made. Just speaking life.
Okay. I'm a huge Marvel fan, so that's why I talk about superheroes all the time. I watch DC as well, but Marvel, of course, is my favorite. And so I think that Marvel actually provides a lot of lessons, though they are very human people. So although they all have things going on, they have special powers. They all have kryptonite. They all have a major weakness, and they have something to teach us all. So when you look at yourself and look at the mirrors, what superpowers do you bring to the table?
2 superpowers I will call out about myself is I have the ability to not get my voice stripped away from me. No matter anything that happens, it could be a lesson, it could be me teaching a lesson, or somebody, just a simple thing. I feel like no matter what, I won't get discouraged. And that's also my second superpower I was about to say about myself. I feel like I have the ability to come back from anything. I don't let any of my downfalls determine who I am as a person.
Yeah, bounce back.
Bounce back.
So what's the future for Jayla? What do you envision yourself next year or year after?
Next year, I definitely vision myself next year having my associates, moving on to my bachelor's program to earn my bachelor's. And also, I want to finally start moving into my career. I definitely have that laid out for myself. And Dean's List. I feel like I finally made it to the point where I am good, but I want to make it to the point where I'm great.
Wonderful. That all sounds very good. Are you proud of yourself?
Yes, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself because I could have gave up, but I kept going. I'm proud of myself.
So you think your experience is a lesson in recovery and bounce back and resilience?
Most definitely. I feel like it's not finished being painted. Like my lessons here, it's not going to stop at that one lesson. I feel like everything we do here is a lesson in disguise. Sometimes it just depends how you take the situation. So I definitely feel like it's all about lessons, learning, and growing here.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much, Miss Jayla Menefee.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much
me.
for sitting down. I am proud of you. You don't
Thank
have to
you.
worry about that. I tell you that all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's why I love for you to tell your story, because I think you have a testimony. I think that your experience is not so different from so many students. And that's the whole point of this, is for students not to think that they're strange and something's wrong with them. You know, more than one student runs into a buzzsaw when they get here, but it's not about the fall down, it's about to get back up. And I think that your experience has been a testament to that.
And I also believe like it's great for us to, not great for us to make a mistake early, but also we get to know what not to do when it actually costs, when it's actually going to be detrimental, which is always detrimental, but when it comes down to a point of time where you start messing up and it's putting your graduation on the line versus you just got here, you got time to save yourself.
So you believe that it's an experience is helpful for your learning and your training. Is that what you're saying?
Most definitely, because if you don't fail, how would you know? How you know how to take it? How do you know how to come back?
Well, thank you, Miss Jayla Menefee, a wonderful second-year computer science student at the unsinkable Albany State University. Thank you so much for sitting with me and chatting with me.
You're welcome.
I think you are extraordinary.
Thank you.
I can't wait to graduation. Thank you. This podcast is recorded, produced, and edited in the WASU FM studios on the Albany State University campus. I am your host and producer, Dr. Kimberly Burgess. Thank you so much for listening. Go Rams.